we're going to take a look at perhaps one of my favorite functions built into Microsoft Excel. We're going to talk about the if function. Now, the if function isn't just exclusive to Microsoft Excel. If you get into any programming language, you're going to jump into ifs. Now, here's an example of an if, an everyday example, something that you could probably apply to this morning when you woke up. Think about it. What woke you up this morning? More than likely, you probably had an alarm clock that went off. The alarm clock was set. It had a very specific condition that it was looking for. For me, it said, hey, when it becomes 7 o'clock in the morning, I should ring a bell and wake this person up. If it's not 7 o'clock yet, then I'll go ahead and wait until it becomes 7 o'clock. This is essentially an if. It's a condition. If this is true, if 7 o'clock is the current time, then I'm going to do something. If it's not 7 o'clock, then I'm going to do something else, like I'm going to wait. Well, let's bring this into the world of Excel with an if function. Very similar concept. Take a look. Inside this example file, I've got some totals here. These are the totals for the 4 weeks of December 2015 for these 5 different salespeople. And what I like to know is whether or not these salespeople, their totals, met the monthly goal. Was the goal met? Well, I want to compare these individual totals against this monthly goal total. That's an if. Well, was the goal met? If it's true, 36,000, that's greater than 34,000. So they met the goal. Then I want to put a big old yes right here inside of H5 for H. James, right? Well, did K. Dunn make it? 31,000, compare that against 34. Oh, sorry, K. Dunn didn't make it, so no. Okay? These are our conditions we're looking for. If this is true, if the total is greater than this or equal to this, then do one thing. If it's not, then do something else. This is your if function. And I love this function. This is just one example here. But anytime that you're inside of Excel and you've got to make a decision based off of some condition, and you probably do this a lot, maybe you're comparing dates or you're comparing numbers against each other, whatever it is, get the if function to do it for you. So take a look. This is how you work with the if function. Now to set this up, I'm actually going to name this I2 cell. So I'm going to select I2. I'll go up to the name box in the corner. And rather than calling it I2, I'm going to call this monthly, let's make sure I spell that right, monthly goal. And you might recall if you took part in the earlier video, no spaces inside of your name ranges. I'll hit my enter key, make sure that it accepts that, and I've now named that I2 cell as monthly goal. All right, so I'm going to do the first one here. Was the goal met? I'm going to do it for H. James. So I'll click inside of cell H5. I'm then going to go up to my Formulas tab, top of my screen. I'm going to go into the Logical folder, and I'm going to find if. This opens up my functions argument window, where the if function has 3 arguments, 3 things that it needs to know in order to perform the if function. So the first thing, this is our test or our condition. This is what we're looking for. So for my logical test, I want to know if F5, I'll click in that cell, this is H. James's total. If F5 is greater than or equal to, and I'm just typing those in, I2, or what did I call it? Monthly goal. So there's our logical test. This is what our condition's looking for. If F5 is greater than or equal to monthly goal. Okay, great. Now I get to designate what's going to happen if that's true and what's going to happen if that's false. Well, for me, I'm going to make this really simple. I'll say if it's true, then I'm just going to put a big old yes in there. As soon as I hit my tab key here, you'll see that Excel puts quotes around it. Now, if it doesn't do it, you do want to put quotes around that. It's a text value. It's expected that any text values will be surrounded by quotes. Now, that's the true part. Yes, you made it. Yay! If you didn't make it, then I'm going to say, no. What a bummer. Okay? Hit my tab key, And once again, Excel puts the quotes in there. So 3 little things. It's a super powerful function. Get a condition. What are you looking for? Well, that condition will be evaluated, and then one of 2 things will take place. Yes and no, or true and false. And that's it. I'll hit OK. And the first person, no big surprise here, H. James made the goal. 36,000, yes, indeed, is greater than 34. Now I need to do this for the rest of them. Try this out yourself. Open up the exercise file, jump in, utilize an if to complete the option for was the goal met. Specify the condition and tell it what you want it to do, whether it's true or false. And really quickly, once you do one of them, I can then use the autofill, that little box in the corner, drag that down, left click and drag, and I'm done. Yes, no, no, yes, yes. So try it out, confirm that the monthly goal was met or not met for each of these employees, and then we'll carry on to the next function.